early and try. If you have water and stuff, just leave it over there.
I literally will get up 30 times in the middle of this class to get that water.
It's okay, but you can't have it over
Can
here.
I leave it back here?
No, it has to be there. I don't make the rules, I just. Thank you. Okay. This is something that I had some students do in the past, and actually every semester, every other semester, people do this. So I appreciate your attention here because this is something that would be useful for you. The activity is this. You write down all the kids' names in the class, and you give it to the kids. They write something nice about every other kid in the class. Then you take it and you turn it into a book. And this is what one of the students did. Mrs. Bird did. She was student teaching, so during the student teaching, she got all the kids to write something nice about everybody else, and then she turned it into a book and gave it out to everybody. She took everybody's picture, and she made a cover like this. So these are all the kids' pictures. And since people have been doing it, they've reported that kids, for the first time, get together and they start doing things together. I got a couple of samples here that you guys can look at. But what's nice is, I always want you to think about this when you're either in the class volunteering or you're in the class student teaching. Always try and produce something that is physical, that's the culmination of some activity with kids, so you can show it to your cooperating teachers, you can show it to principals, and this is something you send to parents. So they take it home, they look at it, and the kids can read it. And once somebody asked me in the other class, I'll start in the back. Somebody asked me in the other class, but the first graders can't write this. I said, yeah, but send it home, and then let them talk to their parents and have them write it down together with their parents. Then bring it in, they'll bring it in, and then you put it together. So what she did was she just typed them up, or it really wasn't difficult because she just put them all in there. And she printed that up. Easy to print. And so she gave it out the last day. And it was she actually got hired after that because of the way she used technology. They loved her there. And it's the kind of thing that you always want to think about. If something good happens in the class and the kids do a really nice drawing or something, ask them to make you a copy. See, so you're not taking it from them, but and they'll be happy to do it. If it's a picture or something nice, or if you have an activity that you can actually have kids participate in, write in, do something as this is, it's going to help you so much. Because people are going to look at you and say, this is what she can do. This is what he can do. Well, she in this class. But seriously, if you decide to do something like this in the next few months when you're in the classroom, bring me a copy. Because I'd like to show other folks what people are doing. And it's just something, this is the use of technology. Kids don't have to be sitting in front of a computer, and they don't have to be on the internet to use technology. You're a teacher and you use technology any way you can. Question or comment? Got to have at least two.
What grade did she do it?
I think it was a second grade, maybe. It was interesting. Another teacher that did it, I recommended that she put something in from the unit that she taught, which was Connecticut geography. So she did a, a puzzle maker, puzzle maker. So she made a puzzle maker of the Indians of Connecticut, or the rivers of Connecticut, and the kids had to fill it out. And so it kind of closed the unit. In other words, it completed the activity. I've had people do it from the first grade on up to the sixth grade. Okay, one more question. Yes?
I was just going to say, we did this in middle school.
Yes?
It was actually to build confidence and reduce
You were the
suicide
teacher
prevention.
or you were the student?
We were the students, but it was to do suicide prevention.
Uh-huh. And how did it work?
It worked out well. Kids would read that. There's a lot of kids that would go to the guidance department and read those, make them feel better because everybody said positive comments.
Beautiful. And it's good to share with you folks. Anything you can think of, this is a good one to get started with, but anything you can think of where you can give people something that will make them feel better about themselves. It really will make a big difference, especially at school today, how people cut each other down. I don't know. Good. Well, I just wanted to share that with you. and this is being recorded. So let me, now, you are going to, in a few minutes, you're going to be working in groups. I'm going to give you about 30, 40 minutes to work together. So you all get together in groups. But I want to demonstrate something about how you're going to make your presentations. Now this is due like in a couple of weeks, but I want you to develop a presentation for next week, and I want you to do the presentation at home. Don't do it here, you do it at home. So ask me how you're going to do it. This is what you're going to do. So make believe or just pretend this is your assignment here. This is what you're using. And that's the lesson plan. You have a lesson plan. You have maybe a couple of YouTube videos embedded, some other stuff embedded, all the stuff that the lesson plan asks you to do. Then at home, and I'm going to put up, well, this will be a tutorial, but you'll also have some other information. You're going to go to a website, which I don't want you to go to right now. I just want you to watch. And it allows you to record the screen. And as you record the screen, it actually goes and records everything that you do. So the tutorials that I make are all made with this. And you could put this up. Some people had trouble reading this, so you can upload everything to YouTube if you want to and download it on your computer. This is a tool you use over and over again. This is like, if you get nothing else out of this class, this tool will help you in terms of the rest of the time you're here at the university. If you have to make presentations, you can rehearse your presentations. If you have to make tutorials for children or parents, use this as well. So this is how it works. You join, and if you want to, editing tools, they're called Pro Tools. I didn't do it for a long time. Then one year I said, I got to do it because I use this so much. So now I'm here, and I'm ready to go. It says start recording. So it loads the screen recorder. And then once it's loaded, I will download, or I would hide this, and the actual record screen will be up on whatever computer you have, Mac, PC, Mac or PC or anything else. You're able to use this. So that's the screen recorder, and that's up there. And let me just show you what some of these features are. Here's the recorder. That was the recorder right here. Over here you can see, see the audio, kind of the loudness, softness. These are the sizes. They're pre-recorded, or you can make your own size. You can actually put in your own webcam in there, and there's a whole bunch of other things you can do. If you don't like it, you can restart it again. When you like it, you finish it, you save it. So I'm going to take this now, get rid of this, and I'm going to open up, I'll go back to the other page I had in Wikispaces and pretend it's your lesson plan. So I'm going to hide this. And what you'll do is at home, sitting in the comfort of your crowded living room or whatever it is, you'll be able to call this up and then bring up the page that you have on your wiki and just go through, explain what you did as if you were telling this to a substitute. So someone's coming in, you want to give them about 5 minutes worth of what happens, what people do, what resources you're going to use, etc., etc., etc. 5 minutes is good. Some people are windy. They would talk longer. But in general, 5 minutes, you're able to tell everything that's on there. And this is the way it'll look. You'll go there and you will click. It says 3, 2, 1. Hi, welcome. This is Joan here. I want to tell you about what this lesson is about so that if you have to teach it, you'll know everything that's involved here, and you will also be able to do the activities as planned. Pause. What am I going to say next? I don't want to, or maybe I have it written down, maybe not, but sometimes you want to pause because you just want to pause. So I'll go back again. Oh, I know what I want to say next. Now I have the room arranged in a certain fashion so that when you come in, you'll notice everybody sitting in a circle. That's okay. We started to do that, and it seems to work better. So that's the way the room will be. The unit that we're studying is mathematics this week, and your job today, if you're here taking this, is to do the review of the fractions. And then every time that I have something and I circle it like this, or even if I click down, a yellow circle comes up. So if I'm pointing to anything on the page, say if I want to go to started, I can just click next to started, and when you see this, you'll see the actual yellow thing. You can control that. Also, the user can turn that off if they want to, or they'll see it. So when I'm finished, I will go to done, and I can preview this before I actually upload it somewhere.
Hi, welcome.
Ah, shut up.
Lesson 10.
Notice the
Insert
circles.
fashion.
See, you notice the circles?
Also be able to do the activities as planned. Now I have.
So once this is up, you see what keep it. If you don't like it, do it again. Or if you have the Pro Tools, you can go and edit out the ums and the ahs. But the video is going to be out too. The recording is going to be out. So usually if you make a big mistake, but everything else, you're like 6 minutes into it, you don't want to start again, then just remember where the big mistake was. Keep going, start again where the mistake started. And then later on, if you have the Pro Tools, just go back and delete the bad part. It's easy to do. So if for making tutorials, for rehearsing presentations, for almost anything you do you want to show to other folks, you can use this tool. It's free. You can upload it to YouTube, or Screencast will keep it, and you can embed it. So this week what you're going to do is you're going to make the screencast, and you will upload it to YouTube so that everybody will be able to see it. Then you'll take the link and you'll post it up on the Moodle. There's a spot for that. And then you'll take the embed code and embed that on your page so that when somebody would come there, they would see what to do. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. See the logic? The logic of that is this is how you cover yourself, and this is how you learn to use a tool to show people what's going on, what to do. Something's not working, make a screencast and send it to the teacher or somebody else and say, this is what's happening, or this is not what is not happening. So the last step would be to either publish it to Screencast or YouTube or Google Drive. So I'm going to upload it to YouTube, and it says, oh, give it a title, all right, give it a description, I don't know. Okay, that's it, upload to YouTube. But you have to have a YouTube account. So if you don't have a YouTube account, you'd have to get one. And a YouTube account is basically a Google account. So you just have to sign in to YouTube once with your Google account, and that gives you an account to upload videos. I click on Upload to YouTube, and you'll see it here. It encodes it, and it'll send it up to YouTube so that whenever I want to see it, I can go to my documents. I've got maybe 150 that I've made in the last 10 years or so. And I can go back and look at it, use it, and if there's something I did 5 years ago that somebody needs to know now, I can just send them that tutorial without having to do it again. So, 3 questions. Yes?
Do you want this on the Yola site?
Yeah, embed it on the Yola site.
Okay.
You get the embed code from YouTube, we did that. Yeah.
Are we going to do an example that's going to be due next week? Or is this for our lesson plan?
I just want you to go through what you've done. So instead of asking you to present in class, you just go home and do it at home and kind of, don't get nervous.
Anything we want to do?
No, it's of your lesson plan.
Oh, okay.
So you go through the lesson plan and explain it as if you're explaining it to a substitute or you're presenting it to the class. But you're not standing up in front of the class. You're actually sitting at home and kind of doing it that way.
Okay.
Now, I'm not gonna be here the week after next. So I wanted you to try it this week in case anybody had problems, so I could help you. If we did it the week after next, then I wouldn't be here, so I wouldn't be able to help you if you're having trouble. So I want you to do it this week, and then if you want to make some changes later on, make some changes. But basically, get your stuff as finished as possible. Do that activity, And I think it'll be fun. I think you'll enjoy it. One more question. Did you have a question? Well, there was one more question. Again, I can wait. Oh, I'm such a good waiter. Yes.
So what exactly do we put on our wiki? Like our whole like outline of the lesson, or like that's where
You have the lesson plan, the lesson plan, and any of the resources. So if you have videos, or if you have PowerPoint presentation, or if you have anything else that would be there.
So when we record it, like how we did it, like how it was just that screen, is it going to be like everything of our whole wiki on that one screen? Like
Yes.
Frozen kind of?
No, you can move down. So no, if you want to, that's good to ask. So if I wanted to record and move down, you can just move this, which is actually a very good question. So I'm going to stop this, and I can start recording again on the screencast. And you could just move it down. It's not a problem at all. There's my screencast, screen recorder. Okay, so watch. If I start recording, and your page is longer, it's too long. So it could be. This is some last recording, so I'm going to start recording. And once the recording screen comes up, you can make it as long as you want or short as you want. But your stuff should be longer than one page. So if it is longer than one page, you can just move the page up as you're talking, or you can actually move the screen down too. So it's kind of up to you. So now, if I start recording, I can move the page down by going to the side. Well, this doesn't have the scroll bar, but with the scroll bar I can move it down. Or you can actually just go to the bottom left corner and kind of move it down like this too. So either way is okay. Once you have the size, it's going to stay that size. So try it out. If you want to pause, you pause. 15 minutes. If you notice you're getting close to 15 minutes, if you use this for something else, stop before 15 minutes, because then it won't save it the way you want it saved unless you have an account. And actually you have to have the pro account to actually go further than 15 minutes. If you have something that's real long, make it in short bursts, like 5 minutes each, so that whoever is looking at it will be able to look at any part they want to. Does that make sense? You segment it smaller. That's why I'm just asking you for 5 minutes, so that anyone who looks at your wiki can not only see what's on there, but hear you explain it. This is my favorite song. I'm going to sing this math song, and you could have something from like Crocodile Rock or something like that, or whatever. Okay, those are good questions. Any others? A bonus question. One bonus question. A free one. You don't have to pay for this. Yeah.
Is there a sample one like online to look at?
Yeah, I've had some on there already. And there's a tutorial there, and this tutorial, you go through this as well. It's so easy. When you see this, you'll say to yourself, why didn't I know this sooner? Because if you're teaching in a classroom, and there are kids that are having problems, stop and make a couple of tutorials for that child. And teachers will say, hey, this is a real teacher. And you can actually put them online for them, or else give it to them in class on a computer, and they can sit and watch your tutorial. So it's just another thing in your arsenal. Okay, I'm going to have you guys get in groups with your group mates, and we'll get back together at 20 after. Okay, so that's like 30 minutes. Okay, so sit outside. Sit by a bottle of water if you want to. If you want to go outside and sit outside, you can do that as well. 30 minutes, so we'll come back at 20 after. You think you're going to do something like this? You try something like this?
I like that.
Oh, I like it.
Get to know you less.
Yes. Yes. And if you do this, bring me a copy, so I can show where it goes. Yeah, your whole group could go outside.
Oh, I don't know what they're.
I could just go right there and like.
Yes. Just so you know. Okay. Okay. So,
You still have all sell the
Okay.
I was
so we
accepted. I knew you were on that.
Yeah. I think what we need to do now is to really so we're on the same page. I think we need to do do you know this? So like
That's
for
what I didn't realize when he was talking.
the area.
You know what? Didn't we say this area?
That's another thing I didn't write down.
Surface area, gravity, I'm gonna put it surface area.
Okay, beautiful.
So we
So,
each do all of us on that topic,
okay.
and we add it to the weekly page, 3 pages.
So or and then for the screen thing, what we're wording is our lesson
It's our
plan.
lesson plan, and our description, the description.
I really, I was just
H-E-A-T-H-E-R-A-J-R.
I basically just described the general